Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to the Sunless Sea. We are now making our way out from the Chelinet, where we've finally managed to get our strategic information, and where we've managed to make a few interesting conversations, which will hopefully give us valuable information for the future. For now, though, we're sailing back north again to explore upwards to our lovely spider-filled town, then perhaps head back towards Visage, Isle of Cats, and Khan's Shadow, where maybe wishes to go before attempting to return to London without dying a horrible death. As it stands right now, we are running low on fuel, and a little bit low on supplies as well, so we'll see if we can't recover before we are dead. But for now, we'll simply explore onwards and see what there is for us. We know that nasty Z-beasts lurk this far out, like that one. That is a particularly nasty monstrosity, if memory serves. That is the Tree of Ages. Yes, it is. That is one of the most dangerous creatures in the game. And hopefully it won't notice us, because if it does, we're probably dead. The Tree of Ages is nothing to be mocked. Oh boy. I've never actually seen that in the game, so that's worrying. As much as I'd like to investigate our spider city here, we don't have quite as many supplies, nor hull, nor health to make the kind of ventures that I suspect we'd run into if we head up there. So we'll drop in quickly at the town, and then we move on, hoping to not die. Our fuel is getting worryingly low, though, and for this journey it may be that we're just too poorly equipped. Since we're not heading up towards Mount Palmerston, we won't be able to get the nice, easy, cheap repair fuel and supplies. But as long as someone sells them, we have plenty of echoes, so we shouldn't die outright. Not unlike the voyages of many early explorers who don't know how long their supplies will last them, we may wind up somewhat stranded at Z, but since, unlike many of those, we have a great deal of currency, we should be fine. Let's investigate this Festival of Silk, though. We can trade supplies for silk. We can compile a port-a-port if we had some wine, which we don't. Or we could take another delivery of trinkets. It looks like there's really not a lot we can actually do here. We can buy fuel for an outrageous price. But I think we can get a better price if we can make it to the Connet. So I'm only going to buy one. That should be all we need. Yes, we could bring light into the darkness. But I don't know how well that would go. It is a higher risk challenge, with only 17% chance of success, and that seems a little bit high for our unprepared state, so let us move along. I have a feeling that is probably for the best. A quick stop in to see if they had anything important to us, and a little bit of fuel will go a long way, but not dying will take precedence today. I think we'll stop in at Visage, though. I don't think we've been back to Visage since that first time we've been there, so it might be nice to explore there again and learn what we can learn. We've seen a few things of Visage since last we were there. It's possible there are new masks available to us. And that could be very interesting as well. Let's head down, investigate the flourishing of years, to the little town of Visage, with its very strange ways indeed. We're still alive, which is the important thing. And we dock in Visage, where faces may not be naked. Let's make our port-a-port after we've been here. Inward and upward. Let's go. All those who enter must play their part. The sign is visible only after we've crossed the threshold. We can check in at the customs house here. On the lower slopes, stone buildings, flat roofs, archways. In the architecture there lingers a memory of lotus and palm frond. The hill above is a face, forever looking up at the ceiling of the Untersee. No one inhabits its cheeks or the hollows of its eyes. We check in at the customs house. All visitors must pass one by one through a room guarded by a person in the mask of a moon moth. Still the same 3. Let us ask about the masks again, just a reminder for those who aren't familiar with them. They are assorted pestilences. Moon Moth explains. Each mask declares a different intention towards the denizens of Visage, and must be accompanied by suitable behavior. The frog is for visitors who, though perhaps clumsy and unfamiliar with local etiquette, have come in order to observe local ways and to make uncouth comments about them. The locust is for those who seek profit in Visage and who would carry away as many goods as possible. We prompt about the bat. Moon Moth hesitates. Bat is an ill-omened visitor, sent as a messenger or spy. Bat always dies. Well, what do we choose then? What do we choose? We were locust last time, and I think locust might be the most profitable option, but we'll choose the frog this time, and we'll just go around and be rude to everyone. Moon Moth lifts at the mask and places it over our head. The eye holes are large, and they are fitted with spectacles. These improve our view of the environment, though we must look bulb-eyed from the outside. There is also a mechanism attached to the mouthpiece which magnifies any sounds we make, even our breathing. We start to thank the Moon Moth, and it comes out as a booming croak. "May you profit from your visit in knowledge," says Moon Moth, its wings folding neatly over its back. Well then. 3 places to go. The Library of Parts, well, one is leaving. First of all, we'll visit the Library of Parts. So called because all the books are fragmentary, perhaps. A room of heavy stone, guarded by a golden statuette of a woman with outstretched arms. The scroll niches sorted to correspond to a variety of masks. The jackal and the lioness, the crocodile and the dung beetle. A woman in the mask of a lotus blossom is standing at a lectern, reading in silence. What can we do here? We can look for books about the ritual in the ear. Interesting. We're not a locust, so stealing things doesn't make any sense. We could write notes in the margins, though. That would be very appropriately, frog. I feel as though looking for books about the ritual in the ear doesn't make sense as a frog, though. Maybe as a bat. As a bat, that would be most appropriate, but as it is, I don't think so. So we'll write notes in the margins. Moon Moth is startled. Apparently no other frog has gone so far as to attempt to deface the library's holdings. It gets the pen away from us, expostulating. Later, we find it writing down a record of what we just did, to be added to the Library of Parts, a recollection of what can be expected from frogs. Looks like we did a good job with that one. Oh, already. Okay, well, that was a short-lived visit. All we can do now is trade masks with the Moon Moth, which is interesting, because this is where we can do some of the more fun things, but that was fairly quick. Alright. The Moon Moth draws us aside, into a closet of the customs house. "Had enough of Visage," it tells you frankly. "Here, you take my mask and pretend to be me. I'll trade in the visitor mask and get on some departing ship. Get my life back." Its face, no, now you see her face, is aging but unlined. A lifetime of never needing to use a facial expression. Well, now we are a Moon Moth. Let's go visit the Temple of Apis. All the denizens of Visage go there sooner or later. The Wounded God. In the center of the temple is a black bull with a white diamond on its face. It is tied in place with heavy ropes and is wounded in the thigh. From this wound it bleeds copiously without dying. We can ask whether the bull will be alright, which is not a Moon Moth thing at all. Offer to sell them a new undamaged bull, again, not a Moon Moth thing at all, totally inappropriate to the religion as well. We can collect some of the blood for ourselves. Leave a respectful token of offering. Observe and make notes, or try to bandage the bull. This seems like an exceptionally bad idea. Observe and make notes seems like a very Moon Moth thing to do. Leave a respectful token of offering, again, potentially a Moon Moth thing to do. Or we collect some of the blood for ourselves. I don't think this is right, but I want to try it. What does it do? The priests don't prevent us, but they aren't precisely pleased either. In fact, they're highly suspicious of why Moon Moth would want such a thing until we explain that we needed to educate some especially ignorant and impious visitors. Then they let us go ahead. Oh, looks like it worked out. And we gained an outlandish artifact, bringing our total up to 7, which is exactly what we needed. That's really handy. We've also gained a Visage aware and expertise in parts up to 5 now. I don't think... I'm surprised that worked out for us, honestly. I thought we might get punished for trying that, but I wanted to see what would happen. We should go back and visit the house of the Chief Geometer, though, and see if we can actually get the positive result here, because I've only ever tried this once, I think, and it didn't work out so well. Lines in the wet ground. Each morning, the man in the cobra mask draws lines in the mud flat with a pointed steel rod. This apportions to each inhabitant a small trapezoidal area from which to harvest mushrooms and to scrape salt. No plot is ever preserved from one day to the next. This man is the Chief Geometer, the keeper of directions, master of land measures and sea measures. Now we have been invited to his home, at the time customarily appointed for him to receive those who are not his equal in rank, yet not so far beneath him as to deserve to be ignored. What ceremonial gift will we bring? We can't bring this, we're too smart for that. I wonder what we can do. Last time we brought a comb made of bone, but that didn't work out for us so well. We could bring fresh candles, we could bring 2 honey cakes, we could bring nothing, or we could not go. Well, I don't think we want to bring a poem about snakes. This tells me that this is not a very Moon Moth thing. Moon Moths are teachers and instructors, but not poets. A necklace of lapis beads doesn't make much sense either. So for me, it is either the honey cakes or the fresh candles at this point, and we have candles, so we might as well take the thing that requires a resource that we have. It wouldn't surprise me if it's like this just to distract us, and this is not a good result at all, but let's see what happens if we bring fresh candles. Hunger set aside. The gift is suited to him personally. One can see this by the way that he hesitates regretfully before he performs the rejection that etiquette requires. It was thoughtful, but it is not the gift of moth to cobra, therefore wrong. Well, we tried, but it looks like we brought the wrong thing. We can go back and try again, though. Let's go back and try again. This time we can bring him 2 honey cakes. The poetry might be the right thing, since we have to have at least 6 to bring it, but I want to bring the honey cakes. I don't think it's the poetry. This might be the wrong thing too, but we'll investigate. Triumph, yes. He accepts. He approves. The cakes are placed on the front table of his receiving room, so that the other guests may observe and appreciate the correctness of our gesture. We are permitted to stand to one side and to watch the others arrive. There is no one whose gift supplants ours in the place of honor. Not even the gift of a preserved lark, frozen in gelatin, with a bubble of song rising from its open beak. When we depart the Chief Geometer's house, he presses on us a prediction that one day, when we have most need, the earth will swallow us in one place and spit us out in another. It is, of course, only a ritual saying. We did it! We finally did it. Managed to give the correct gift to the Geometer. And now it's time to end our performance and leave the island. Can't stay in character forever. Interesting, we don't do the ritual again. I guess we'd have to investigate the ritual to learn more, because now that we've done it, it doesn't happen again. When the citizens are distracted, we find our way to the familiar customs house and rid ourselves of mask and robe. There is satisfaction in laying aside a role well performed. We've lost 10 terror, bringing us back down to 54, and we've correctly found some information there, which is good to know. But unfortunately, it wasn't particularly profitable. We did acquire that outlandish artifact, though, which will give us a good number of echoes when we get back to London. For now, we'll head on to the Isle of Cats, then Khan's Shadow, then Khan's Heart, which should give us a good amount of trade options to make up for our dwindling supplies, and should give us some more information on Maybe's daughter, and might give us a variety of interesting supplies as well, although if we get red honey from Port Cavendish, that could be a problem when we get back to town, because it is a fairly prescribed item. We'll see. We'll see. Oh boy, restless nights await us. For now, we dock. Restless nights, we ignore the dreams, as unsettling as they are. We can't be seen to take these things seriously. In Port Cavendish, we have a couple of different options as to who we interact with. We can sell sunlight if we had some. We'll compile a port report here quickly. There we go. We can pass this. We've seen these before. But we will help Maybe's daughter search for her mother. She comes here, I know. She's always been fond of cats. Well, my father was something of a cat, and a very noble one at that. Interesting. 8% chance of success? No luck. But, oh dear me, do you know I have something... do you know someone picked my pocket? She chuckles happily. I never noticed a thing. Fingers like spider hatchlings. She rolls a coin between her fingers. So I tracked him down and congratulated him, and bought him a drink, and one thing led to another, and now he's asleep upstairs at the Rose and Tiger, and I'm down here with his purse. Would you like some money? It's so much fun, money. We begin to realize how drunk she must be. Anyway, no luck, but we'll find her. I can find anyone. She tries and fails to snap her fingers. Well, we've gained 100 echoes here, fair enough. And she's not here. It may still be in a variety of places, but this appears to not be one of them. While we're here, fuel is still very expensive. We have a ways to go before we're entirely out of options, so let's sail on a little bit further and see if we can't get a better price somewhere nearby. With Khan's Shadow, Khan's Heart right beside here, there's a good chance we'll be able to get something we need. So we'll sail on a little bit further, pressing our luck a little bit more. The problem is, as well, that sailing without our lights on at this point is causing our terror to go up quite quickly, and bad things can happen with our terror increasing as it is. For now, though, we'll sail down to Khan's Shadow and see what we can find over here. Turn our lights on, perhaps? Reduce our panic gain a little bit? I don't think it makes much of a difference at this stage. We can see the edge of Khan's Heart there, but it looks like we'll get into Khan's Shadow no problem at all, which is a nice relief at this stage. I'd rather not die for no reason. Alright, we dock here. The city that swam. While we're here, we'll quickly compile ourselves our port report. There we go. And we can investigate more of Maybe's daughter's search. She was a spy once, I think. I think she might still be one. Well, a lot of us are. Freelancers, anyway. Look, perhaps you shouldn't say that to anyone at the Admiralty. I do talk nonsense when I'm nervous. A 16% chance of success now. I have a feeling it's going to be the last place we look, regardless. No luck. She murdered a white and gold here last month. Or someone else in lilac did. It's an unlucky color here, I think. But let me tell you something else I heard, and then we can look elsewhere. We'll find her. We now have a move in the great game. The nations of Europe and beyond compete for influence. Their plots reach even to the Neath. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Let's move on. Could shop here. Devil bone dice are sold. Star shells are sold. Stygian ivory can be bought. This can create some human souls, but we don't want those right now. Outlandish artifacts could be sold, but not for anywhere near the price we can acquire them for elsewhere. We could buy some more mirror catch boxes here, but I don't think that makes any sense right now. We already have 3, and we haven't been using them. Otherwise, it would make a nice investment. I think for now, it's just time to move on. I think we can get a better price for fuel in the Khan's Heart, since we have... Oh no, hang on. Come to think of it, I don't think we can. Unless we can reduce our suspicion, we won't be able to do trade in the Nephrite Quarter. Let's buy a little bit of fuel. to make sure that we can make it at least somewhere before we run into trouble. Even if we can find a better deal just across the way here in the Khan's Heart, we won't be able to get in necessarily because of that ship that we killed recently. So we're going to have to experiment here and see what we can do. A little bit of fuel is probably a very wise investment at this stage. Our food is also dropping rapidly, which is a worrying predicament as well. Let's make our way up through Ogadai's bridge, though, and drop in at Khan's Heart and see what they say. If we have to pay to get our suspicions reduced with the folks up north here, we should have enough to do so, but we'll have to see. First of all, we dock in Khan's Heart. Can we enter the Nephrite Quarter? Ah, menaces Kaganian Suspicion 10. I wonder what this is going to do to us. Well, we'll find out. Let's enter the Nephrite Quarter. Pursed lips. We regret, Captain, that your name has entered the list of causes for concern. Excuse me. He turns aside to speak to a serious woman in dark glasses. Now is the time to leave. Yeah, so they don't like us here anymore. Let's gather a port report if we can. We'll see if we manage it. Well, we succeeded. Rivalry between the Leopard and Eagle clans, the concerns about Chelinet raids, some appalling gossip about the traitor Empress back in London. Perhaps we shouldn't write that last one down and move on quickly. That fellow in the corner has an informer's look. Well, we've succeeded in our challenge, which is good. We need to move on, though, I think. We need to head up north quickly and resolve this suspicion issue. And then we might be able to come back down here and make trade and get some more supplies and fuel here at a good price. But otherwise, we might be in a bit of trouble, and we'll need to head back to London with all possible speed. I believe we've still got plenty of drowning pearls, though, so we should be able to swing them over to our side fairly readily. We'll see, though. We'll see who we have to actually impress. That will determine significantly how easy it is for us to do it. Here in Khan's Glory, we can plead our case with the Timon. Ah, good. That will reduce our suspicion, and we do have exactly what we need to accomplish that. So let us sell the Memento Ori for 3 captivating treasures. Wow. No, I don't think so. Let us offer some gifts to the Timon, though. We have 25 drowning pearls left. By offering them some gifts, we'll gain their favor, and then we should be able to reduce our suspicion. It might cost us a fair bit, though. We'll offer them 15 drowning pearls to increase our favors enough to ask for them to reduce our suspicion. I don't know how much it'll do it, though. The Timon clan has long controlled the White and Golds, the loyalty service who watch Kaganians and foreigners alike. If they're convinced our intentions are good, they may be lenient. We'll only reduced it by 3. Wow. 2 masked functionaries hear our request. They confer briefly. One of them marks the paper in front of him. They wait for us to leave. Okay, well, at least we can get into the trade center now, so let's get out of here. And we'll at least do that. It's better than nothing, but it was fairly expensive. 15 drowning pearls in order to bring it down by 3 points. On the plus side, we should have a feast awaiting us at Pigmote Isle if we can get there without too much trouble, so that might work out for us for replenishing our supplies, or at least reducing our hunger. For now, though, we'll do what we can to make sure we can survive the trip back home. We dock here with their shops, or rather we enter the Nephrite Quarter. There we go. Now we can visit their shops. I don't think we're going to do anything else here, though. No. In the shops here, what can we acquire? Fuel for the same price as outside. Supplies for the same price as well. Well, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate indeed, but we'll buy a little bit more to make sure we can make the trip back. And I'll buy a single supply. Hopefully we'll be able to find some things to kill along the way back home that will be easy enough to fight that we can get more food. Because I'd rather not waste all of the money that we might make from this voyage just in trying to recover our supplies at a great personal cost. To be fair, though, both of those things are only 5 echoes more than they'd cost in London. Fuel being 10 and supplies being 20. So 15 and 25 aren't terrible prices. For now, though, we'll head back to Pigmote Isle, where hopefully they'll have something to assuage our hunger before it assuages itself. I wish I could move this bar. Because now we won't get a whole lot out of this, will we? Also, nothing awaits us yet. Nothing has awaited us for a while of sailing, which is unfortunate. It might have nothing to say to us, then. If we dock here at Pigmote Isle, what can we do? Yes, we can't attend a banquet in our honor yet. We could try to get a repairs here. We will compile our port report at the very least. Captain Whiskers, indeed. If we just sit here for a minute, how long would it take us to get a something awaits us? Because I'd quite like to see what happens with this banquet, and we should be getting a something awaits us quality soon. Problem is, if we don't, then our sitting around here foolishly is an incredibly bad idea. I don't know. I guess it is probably not worth it. That ship just dissolved again. Seems to be some kind of mysterious anomaly here that destroys ships nearby. Well, it's time we head back to London, I think. We're running low on supplies. It's about time we booked it for safety. We should be able to make it back if we head there quickly. And we do have a good number of reports from the Isles and places in the south that we should be able to get a nice return on our investment of this voyage. Plus, we have what the venturer desires, which is always profitable. Ooh, horrors below. Sailors of the rail call softly. Something swims beneath the ship. I saw it looking up at us, one says, his voice a tremble. Well, let's catch it then. A modest challenge. Aha, we've succeeded. It comes dripping from the sea, sleek as a seal, but its eyes are faceted. One sailor covers his eyes. I swear, he says afterwards, I heard it scream like a woman. We've gained a terror and a strange catch, but we've succeeded in our irons challenge. Let's turn our lights on. Maybe that will make this a safer trip back for us. We can afford the fuel. It's the supplies where we're very limited. Or at least I think we can. We're getting fairly close, though. I'd be surprised if we couldn't make that distance in one trip here. The real question is if anything wants to try and fight us at this point. We could probably succeed, if they attempted it. We're back in home waters now, and things aren't quite so horrible. We'd need some supplies, though. Otherwise, we might regret the entanglement slowing us down. Let's stop quickly here, acquire another port report of little importance, and then we'll sail out again. The more free fuel and echoes we can get, the more it benefits us. Compile our port report, there we go. And let's ask them about the 3 graves. No, we did that already, I think. I think I know what all these stories are. Let's ask about the 3 graves, why not? Yeah, we've done this one already. This is the hunting bodies. We've gained a Z story and a memory of distant shores, which we have very many of. I should probably do something with all of these. So many. Alright, let's go. Before our hunger overtakes us and our unaccountable peckishness becomes a problem. That is a quality which I don't think ever goes away. Once you've become unaccountably peckish, there's no saving you. Let us quickly visit Station 3 on the way by, since we're already right here. And it is more or less in line with our intended path. And we should have just enough food to make it. Our fuel should be plentiful enough, too. It'll be a little bit closer than we've come recently. Inside the inner gate, we have nothing to discuss. The Acolyte is gone, but her colleagues will supply suitable payment for our long boxes. Well then. Well then. It seems as though there's not much here for us now. It's possible that if we came back here with something awaiting us, we'd be able to talk to the heart metal smith we've discovered, but without anything awaiting us for quite some time, rather we used it in the Shepherd's Islands, but still, without anything awaiting us, we can't do anything there. We're down to our last crate of supplies. And with our terror as very high as it is, things might not go so well for us. Let's attempt to make it back to Fallen London before anything horrible befalls us. Bad Stevener's Abyss. The signs of home. Alrighty then. It looks as though we've made it back safely. Despite the ravages of combat and the pangs of hunger, the lack of fuel, we've managed to make it back after all. And here we are. An adventure successfully survived. We sigh a breath of relief after touching back home, but our nightmares are stronger now. Well then. Our nightmare's strength has increased. That's not so good. We'll collect our messages from the Harbor Master, though. We have another free evening, and someone wants to sign on, as per usual. Let's visit with the Venturer. I have 7 outlandish artifacts for you, and 1,500 echoes sounds like quite the reward. Let's give you this. Something intricate. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. When I look at these, I want so much to travel again, but there's only one journey left in me, I think. You, on the other hand.
Well then, we've lost 7 outlandish artifacts, which may be a great loss in some respects, but we've gained 1,500 echoes, which is a huge reward. What else does he want? He wants something durable or something azure. Interesting. I either want something durable.
Murder enough monsters, or you can purchase it in the Chelinet, far to the east. They're flooded with dead monsters. I'm not. 500 echoes. Yes, it's generous. Be quick.
For 7 Stygian ivory. Or sapphires, something azure.
Sapphires, as of course you know, come from Port Carnelian, in the southwest of the Zee. 1,000 echoes. There and back again. Hurry. I have candles to light.
Okay. Interesting. We don't really have either of these things right now. We could work towards one of them. Might go for Stygian ivory, just because we can kill things to get it for free. Whereas the sapphires we'd have to buy, which would kind of mitigate the reward earned. I'm not sure how else we'd acquire them. While we're here, quickly, we'll visit in with the Dark Spectacled Admiral, and we will submit our port reports quickly. There we go. Tell them about Quaker's Haven, about our visit to the Shepherd Isles, about the Cumaean Canal, about Pigmote Isle. Still nothing new to say there. About Khan's Heart, that gets us 75 echoes, which is nice. The Utter Shroom, the Mangrove College, the Isle of Cats. There we go. Port Carnelian, and the Chelinet. More things as well. The Fathom King's Hold. Lots of places we've been. Khan's Shadow, Varkas, Adam's Way, King Eater Castle. Look at all of these wonderful rewards. We could give him the strategic information, but I think we can use that in some way to make vital information. We might hold on to it. Let's ask if there's anything else they need, though. I want to acquire a new desire. Anything in particular he needs. Strategic information from Frostfound in the north. Well, we want to go to the north anyway for maybe to visit Irem and those northerly locations. So that works out well. Okay then. Well. He'd also accept our moves in the Great Game, but no. Interesting. We could sell the Memento Mori to the Royal Navy.
My God, yes. If it could do everything you claim, I can authorize a payment of, let's see, 1,000 echoes.
Perhaps we looked a little disappointed.
And her enduring majesty's enduring gratitude. London needs this.
You are not taking memento mori for something as foolish as that. While we're here, though, quickly, we'll do a couple more quick things. We'll read the morning papers to acquire our recent news yet again. We could rest in our townhouse, which might help with our terror. Gives us 2 restful nights. Yes, heals 2 wounds as well. Very nice. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Well, while we're here, we can spend more time with our family and send our child to Z as our scion. There we go. We have more things to cash in here. They'll run away to sea, becoming our scion. This will establish a permanent dynasty of future Z captains. Let's increase their Z fever with another Tale of Far Lands. There we go. We may... There we go. Interesting.
I want to go away to sea.
Your child wants to sign on with a ship.
Already?
But time passes quickly, and most quickly on the Untersee. How many years have we been at Z? Don't ask. Time operates slyly, out in the dark. If our child survives, it's a family tradition. Many sailors don't. We, of all people, know that. This is how we gain a scion, or we can forbid that our child goes to Z. This will set our terror to 0 and reduce our nightmares, if we can survive, if we can succeed in convincing them not to go. But I think we're going to permit it. We'll allow them to become our scion. New Year's Day, 1890-something. Quartermaster's assistant, of legal age, signed on recommendation of legal guardian, give equal treatment. We have a scion. When we die, the next generation may take up the torch. In the meantime, they will still live at home. Probably. Alright, well that's a new thing we've never done before. Our child. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Well then, while we're here, is there anything else we need to do? We may nap here, just to reduce our terror and hopefully not have a wound anymore. It does cost 100 echoes, but we've got plenty to spare. It might also deal with our nightmares, either by making them worse or by making them better. Let's find out. Sleep early, rise late. We have 2 restful nights now. That should help with our nightmares. We take in the air of the tyrant's garden, take coffee at Caligula's coffee house. We take advantage of a Z captain's reputation. We could get used to this. We have 2 restful nights. We've lost our wound. We've lost 100 echoes and lost 15 terror. I'm alright with that. I'm alright with that. Well, we have a couple other little things here to do while we're in town. We're going to drop off our intriguing snippet, because this isn't worth much. There we go. Gains us 50 echoes. And while we're here, we'll also quickly stop in London to investigate our new recruit. Who are they? They're just a sailor. Perhaps not for now. We do have something else to do, though. Something very important to do. We put our ship in dry dock, and we pay the fee to fully repair our hull. 100 echoes for 134 repair seems absolutely fair. We can also call in some of our favors, which wouldn't be bad either. I'm not sure what these do, though, and for now I'm happy to pay the price. Our hull is now at 200 again. All shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. There we go. We have some purchasing to do before we head out to Z again, and I might do that off camera between this episode and the next one, but I think we're done here for now. So it's been a little bit of a longer episode, but I figure since we're doing things back here in London, doing a bit of shopping again, it's no great loss for us to take a little bit of time to do it here at the end of an episode, rather than starting one with it. Either way, though, thank you very much for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, playing a little bit of Sunless Sea for you. If you enjoyed the episode, let me know what you thought about it in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye-bye.